clap once. If you can hear me, please clap twice. If you can hear me, please type 3 times.
It's clap all time.
Okay, now I can hear you. Amazing. I really missed the physical conference. I hope I can really, sometimes I can hear your claps, as a real. Okay, so I'm happy to see you guys here again, as this will be our last session with me and Phileas, and also Serafina, who will be next ICX RM 2021. Woo! So you can know how we are putting you as a focus, okay? Amazing. So now let's start with the last session in the function. So in this functional checkout, we will give you like a consolidation and also planning tips. However, my laptop is so excited, so it's not moving again. So I think maybe someone just share with me about how do you feel about the last day and then what you are expecting from this space. Yeah. So who wanna share? Who claps the loudest in the last minute? I think that's Liana. Okay, Liana types claps. Okay, Liana, can you share with us?
Oh no. What did I learn in the last day? Is that your question?
How do you feel about the last day, and also what is your expectation towards this space?
Okay. I feel I guess I feel a level of excitement because I've learned a lot for not just today but for the past few days, and I'm excited to bring all the insights I've learned into planning and really ensure that we can execute all the plans and strategies that we have well for the next term. And my expectations for this space, I guess it's like what you said, it's to consolidate everything together, and I guess being able to get final insights as to more like a summary of what we've learned for the past few days, especially for GT, and what we can do to improve on our planning. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for the sharings. Okay, so I hope that this space can actually helps you to achieve the expectation. And then for me, my energy level is super high, so maybe you can also share with me. And also, I really want to say, first of all, thank you so much to make this happen, because you have no idea how we are nervous about these OP summits, and also how we are excited to see you, as how music is loud as it be. Okay, so finally we made this happen, and the space of the objective is exactly as how Liana was saying. We will have a space to digest all of the information and identify what will be the key ways forward for the planning. So in the end, we will also ask you to share with each other, so you can actually keep each other accountable. So here will be the time allocation for today's space. So first, we will go through a little bit for the planning way forward, so you will know how the planning output may look like, and then also what are the support that will be coming from regional office. Please invite us to next year's physical. Yeah, I hope I can see you there as well. So functional checkout. So you will go with me and Phileas together, one for OGX and one for ICX. So we will recap more deeply about what is the functional check recap. And then we will have a space for you to actually share with us about the product checkouts. Yeah, so let's see what will happen in there. Who is going to be crying or emotional? Haha, let's see. Yeah, so clarity of the output. So if you have already read the planning tips from Ezgi in the last GGT change management mail, then you will know important element in the planning for GTA and GTE. Has anyone already read that? If yes, can you type in the group? If no, can you also type no in the group? What is that guide about? It's okay. If you Not yet. Amazing. So first is that we need to highly base on the duration. So that's why in today's space in S&D, if you still remember, we are telling you that, you know, how the supply and demand will be look like. We're highly based on the duration. It's not only just focus on like sub-product or what. And so this will be how the output look like. Like, let's say if you have like short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So in different program, you should actually have different strategy based on that. And also for the OJT pips, you need to be more care, because you are actually need to be more like short-term plus some specific fields. Yeah. And okay, so and then what we are going to do is that yeah, so in the next part is that, so we are going to have the fields. So subproduct term will not be used anymore. The reason why of changing that is because it's really confusing for people to understand, especially for partner. Most of partner is feedback that they cannot really understand what is the key difference, let's say for BA and marketing, because for them, sometimes they work together by confusing subproduct. Yeah, so right now we will call it as fields. It's also like fields, this item is also, you know, more relevant to the external. And then also S&D, so we really need to complete the academics, and then after attending OP Summit, so you will know that, yeah, how that change management will actually affect on the S&D, right? So, and then will be the communication. So you should be always keep in touch with your IR partners and also help your LCVP to do that. And profitability, make sure that you are actually checking your predecessor's output. So to complete your pricing research by this month, and then really think about how we are going to have the external change management education plan. And then this was the material that we have been sending to your predecessors. So if you are not be aware about the things of here, maybe you can check with your predecessors. And also these are the things that what is the current state and when they are supposing to finish that, so you can actually know where is your entity progress. And I will also share the pricing research, like the progress to you. Like after this, we will start to update with you about that. So yeah. And then it's about, so this will be just a simply recap about all of the things that we should think about it. One is about tips for preparation. So except of our returned MC and also our MC who has already get on board for around like half year, most of you probably it will be the first time to be an MC. So as my experience, right, a lot of time that you know, the preparation checklist, it can be a lot. Like, and also if we do not really understand what is the objective of it, then probably we will just lost in action, and then we just finish everything, but at the same time we feel we didn't get anything, you know, like it's like that kind of thing. So be very stick to with your objective. That would be the first thing. So let's see what are the things that you should have before the planning. So these are the basic knowledges that you should have, like first to finish your product academy, and then clarity of the planning outcome. This is super important. Because once you know the planning output, how the tool it looks like, what are the elements inside of the planning, then you can think about or ask some suggestions on what kind of methodologies or thought process can help you to build to achieve that planning outcome. Because sometimes like for all of the plannings that I have been through in ISEC, right, most of the team plannings are focusing a lot on the team project planning. So you actually have very, very limited time for your functional planning. And then actually no one in your team can provide you very specific feedback and also guide you to actually planning the outcome. So that's why it's super important this time, especially we are all doing things virtually. Like in the past, we can have the physical summit, so it can be longer. So we can, like just teach you and guide you through the thought process from day to night. But however, for this time, we don't really have that kind of thing, and it's really hard for you to also stay focused because everyone's needs different time to think, right? So that's why it's super important for you to clarify the planning outcome and go through the planning output template first. And then insights before the planning. So first, it's always about analyze the performance and conduct external research. So are you be aware about your conversion rate, your process time, and how each of your LC is performing in the past, and also how externally can be look like, how pre-attraction should be done. So those kind of external insights can help you to validate is your strategy making sense or not. And then second one, give your expectation and feedback towards MCP about planning agenda. So it's really important for you to note it down some key discussion, especially right now, as we all know that GT probably may be the focus product in your entity, but no one knows, we are like so many years that we don't know how GT as a focus program will be look like, how the resource of the entity should be look like, and how the synergy between each other should be look like. So probably you need to spend longer time to figure this answer out. And then third one would be master the recovery plan methodology. So in the whole OP Summit, we are onboarding you the same thing with what your MCP is also taking from the RPM about what is the methodology of recovery plan, why we are setting the logic or framework output like that. So if you can understand that, then your conversation be actually on the same page. And the finished preparation requested from MCP to make sure that all of the outputs is aligned with your entity needs. And the mindset, okay, so for this one, right, this 5 thing is really, really super helpful when I was when we do the regional office planning. So because we actually, before we go to the planning, we have already spent time with each other for around like 2 months. But actually your team should be also like that, right? But it's just the current context is that you cannot meet your people physically. So that will be actually come, I don't know, like a crisis, not crisis, but it can be something affect your later communication in your planning. Probably your communication will be not that effective because you don't really understand where that person is coming from, how is the way and the logic of his or her thinking, and his or her communication style or behavior. So you will very easily to give a little bit assumptions on that person, and then especially if it's on virtual working experience, you cannot see the face, then it will be really hard for you to have a smooth discussion. And also focus on the objective, don't take things personally, trust the process. Like there is no perfect planning. Like when I was just get on MC, I remember that we spent 1 day, very smooth, everything super good. Like I feel we are the best team ever. Like wow, everything is just so easy to come out. But however, in the second day and third day, like people are start to get annoyed, about some discussions, and people are not that passionate, or people are having different opinions. So the process itself might not be always as what you expect. So trust the process, trust your team. Like even though something we cannot figure it out, it's okay. Write it down your action plan, and then you can figure out later. So do not push yourself to perfect outcome, and then accept the difference and have generous assumptions towards each other. That will be super good. Like also can enrich your experience in the planning. So most of the important things before the planning. First, go through your planning output framework with your predecessor to ask for opinions. Like I didn't do this when I was MC, but I did this when I become RO. It just makes things so easy, like because your predecessor really have a lot of knowledge, and then while you don't really understand some certain blocks, then they can actually tell you what they think about this. And then also have conversation with top focus IR partners to understand their potential focus. Because if you don't talk to them, let's say you want a partnership with India, but India probably are going to focus on I don't know, maybe IT, and then you are not going to focus on IT. And yeah, and then that's how it happens. The misalignment is already started before the planning. So after the planning, it will be a little bit harder for you to align it back. So make sure you schedule the time for that, and then also finish analysis based on the attraction that we have been talked about, and then you can also talk to us, to get some more insights. Yeah. So what will be the RO support? Because a lot of you are asking, hey, how we are going to be engaged with regional office. So first of all, this is something that we will, this is some principles that we will going to follow. So first, for education, we will not provide more than 3 topics for each month, because and also we will focus more on the thought process instead of telling you what to do. And for the alignments, we will also have alignment between ED and product head, and we will downscale in the MCP core. And then be very agile. We will always highlight what is the deadline, and then we will encourage you to adjust the plan. You can actually adjust the plan during this coronavirus, but just make sure you can have a proper communication with us. And also ownership. We will always highlight why we need to do this and what is our ending goal for that. And then we will try to track more important goals rather than the micro tracking every single step that you should do as an MC. And also one for all for one. This is a regional behavior that we encourage peer-to-peer learning to share what is the good outputs, and we are trying our best to recognize what is the entity GCPs. But however, if we really want to achieve this, we cannot really, without your support. So this is something that we also wish to see you from your side. Like, let's say after education, we hope you can practice that. After we alignment, you can also please ensure the education content for your LCs are actually aligned with the timeline with regional office. Otherwise, sometimes we downscale some materials. However, you have already done something, then it's really hard for us to understand. Maybe you are going to a different direction. And then also feel free to challenge the ideas. Always clarify with us about what's the final outcome, and also be open to give and receive feedback from us. We will really love to hear what is your feedback towards us, and your idea and opinions and proposals, how we can actually work better with each other. And also keep reminding each other of the important deadlines and also regional touch points. Like if it's have a commission core, maybe there can be someone to remind other, hey people, we are going to start our commission core. Just like how you are doing right now in the OP Summit. Yeah. So what is the next touch points and routines is coming? First, about the coaching. So in the next 2 weeks, we will not really give you one-to-ones because we are still focusing on the 19-20 people. So we will give the group coaching instead of one-to-ones. And then second one is starting from July, you can expect that we probably will approach you and you can try to book one-to-one with us. And then also for the regional call, in the next week, we will have follow-up consultancy call for the planning. And then also starting from July, we will also engage you in the commission call as well with 1920. Yeah. So this is the next coming touch point and routines that you will have before August when you officially start the term. And for the communication, I think most of you already get to use to Telegram. The reason why we are putting Telegram is because WhatsApp is really bad to use, especially if you are like this happens. This happens a lot in regional office. Like Philia's phone was broken, my phone was lost, so we cannot contact our MCVP on WhatsApp. So it's really frustrated. That's why we are using the Telegram. And then also for the important channel, we will be using Slack. because we want to see people's reaction, and then we don't want people to be overwhelmed from the information. So you will not always see a lot of information is coming. So we encourage you to actually react under the thread. Yeah, so here is the time zone that where we are in. So you will know like when will be the time that we are sleeping, when will be a time that we are, yeah, it's actually productive. Yeah, so we will also update what is the regional education topics on every the end of the month for you. And then for other routines, like more network touch point and more details of that, we will be aligned with you after August. Yeah. So are we clear with this part about regional office support and also planning tips?
Yes, yes.
Amazing. So
Yes.
clear, cool. Then you can know what you can actually expect. So, and also we prepare some interesting engagement plan. I hope you feel it is interesting. So first is about product academy. So thanks a lot of people to support and sharing from you. Like yeah, and this is already finished. And after that, we will have the planning support. So first, we will have a one regional consultancy space. Second, we will group you. Like we will divide you into different tribes. So you can actually share what is the progress, or you can text in the group with regional manager, then we can answer you there. So people can see what is other people's question. Then we think that it is better for you to, just kick off the planning by yourself. And also, we will have some live updates. So probably we will invite you to do sharings or record videos about your planning, and then we can showcasing on the what is that RO account. Yeah. So that this one is for the planning, and then another one will be appreciate 90. So we haven't finished what is the detail of the surprise, but if you want to contribute to this idea, how you want to say thank you to our predecessors, then you can also approach us to give us some good ideas. Yeah, but that you can expect can be happen in the end of July. Yeah. So that's all for all of the engagement. And then now we are going to have the planning way forward consolidation space. So let's just do a quick simple recap about what we have talked in the second day. So first is that the new product here, and we all have all of the tools to start performing. And then second one, it's time to prove the relevance of the internship programs and then deliver a huge sales pitch. And look into how to adjust the resources allocation with MC 1920 and also 2021. In the end, finish GGT change management. Like we will really check your predecessor to, don't leave you not unfinished the thing. We will try our best to check your predecessor, and we also hope you can be more proactively to learn what happened in the GGT change management, because all of the resources are there, and you like every entity progress will be also different. So it's really important for you to catch up as well. Yeah. So Connie, I have a question about our also. Okay, maybe we can ask after this space. Okay. Amazing, thank you. And then these are the key focus area that you should be focused on. And then we didn't change a lot, like we didn't change because we want you to keep think that like, it's not a lot of things actually. It's just these areas in the pre-attraction process. So you don't need to worry about so many things I cannot finish. It's okay. If you can focus on this, then I do believe that you will be halfway to the success. And if you want to know more, this is the time for us to divide ourselves into ICX and also OJX. In the next phase, we will have a recap, and also we will give your self-reflection time to actually have a consolidation, and then also get to know your regional manager. Yeah, so right now let's go with go to the different tribes. So our tech guru, are you ready? What happened? Serafina? Hey, am I still in the meeting?
Yeah, you're still in the meeting, and you can
Ah.
present and then you should be fine.
No. I'm saying, can you send us to the different breakout room?
Wait, Mia.
Okay, it's okay. Amazing. So yeah, so right now maybe I can give a Q&A time. Like, do you have any question? So one is from yeah, so one is from Eliza. What is your one-to-one? No, what is your question?
So Connie, in the slide that you showed for the O2Os, you mentioned, can you just go back to that slide for a second? There was something I read that was a little unclear for me. Okay, so in July, week 2 of 3, you'll be conducting O2Os with us, right?
Yeah.
So it's mentioned over there that for routines and individual expectation is not suggested to align in July in case the product head will be changed from August. So can you explain what this sentence means?
Okay. Wait. Okay. So what does this mean is that so for the July one-to-one is mainly for the planning output feedback. This is the major topics that we will for you, like we will prepare for you, because most of the entity will finish the planning output at that time, right? So we will focus on the planning output feedback. For routines and the individual expectation, what does this mean? Like, for example, your frequency of you to communicate with regional manager, the individual expectation, like how I am as a person, how you like to work with, because right now we are not settled 100% with who will continue to be the regional manager in 2020. So that's why we don't really, so as regional office like 1920, we will not really, set in that details about everything.
Okay, cool.
Amazing. Is there any other people? Do you have any question? All right. So I think because some of the people just excited for the grouping upcoming time. Yeah. Okay, so how about this, Serafina? I will just create because we have some tech issue, and then please understand with us, like it's a little bit hard to find people who is ICX or OGX for Serafina. So I'm thinking, so right now I'm just going to create what is that, a Google meeting, so you can actually join there. Okay, so for wait okay.
Okay, yeah.
You're done?
Because I actually have assigned most of the OGX ICX. For the remaining ones, like I just open the room and then the remaining ones I can put you inside as well. So it's also fine.
So you mean the breakout room is working right now?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, then let's go with breakout room.
Okay.
So who stays here?
I have
Sorry?
2 rooms. One is OGX, one is ICX.
Okay, and what's a Google Meet then?
No, you don't need to go there.
Oh, okay, cool.
You just stay in the Zoom, okay?
Wait.
So are you really connected correctly?
Yeah.
Can you put my speaker into the room as well? Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. Why am I still here?
Yeah, putting in there as well. For the for the remaining people inside this room, can you please very quickly tell me like which is ICX or OGX from you? I'm trying to check with the list, but then it's a little bit long, so it's better if you turn on your mic and let me know. Yes. And
I'm OGX.
Your OGX. Okay. Andre, Afan, V, your IGT, Hassan.
I am ICX.
Pasan is OGX.
Andre, you're I6, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hassan is OGX. V, you're OGX, and
I am OG.
Afan, you're
I'm ICX.
okay. Cool. And everybody's
Okay, then we will going to reaching to the end of our functional space. Yay! So right now I'm just going to open a 5-minute slot for you to share. How was your conference experience overall? Why you are running for GTA and GTE, and also who do you actually want to appreciate? It can be general to everyone. Yeah. So I will give you a 5 minutes timer. So you can just open your mic and share. And if you feel you are not so sure, are you going to interrupt other people? You can type in the group that for the ranking.
Hello, I wanna share. Yes, like this conference, it will be is really amazing. So it can be said that one of the best conference that I have ever attended in my entire life. Although like it's a budget conference, like I got much learning point and more concentration on the conference and also the sessions. Because like when I usually join the conference, physically like I usually feel sleepy, but this time like I don't feel sleepy at all. It's really good. Yeah. Why I running for GTA? Because like I'm not a type for GTA, but like I feel happy to run GTA because I have to work with companies and also I can provide foreign talents to our local companies, which can be how I say which will affect the growth of our country. Also, like I can try to fulfill the experience of foreign youth with our industry opportunity. That's why I'm running for GTA. Who do you want to appreciate? I really want to appreciate a regional office for making a BOP, even though we are facing with COVID-19. I really appreciate it, and also Connie for delivering amazing sessions, and those sessions are quite helpful for me in the coming time. Yeah, thank you so much.
I would like to share next. So my conference experience was brilliant. I had an amazing time. I wasn't expecting this to be this engaging, but it was actually very engaging. Somewhat like a national conference that we have locally because of the content that you guys gave, and it didn't feel like I was on Zoom all the time. I felt like I was connecting with you guys on a personal level. So I really liked that. And I got to learn a lot of things. I have a good way forward now for my entity. That's what I came here looking for, and I've received it somewhat. So I'm happy. And why am I running for GTA and GTE? I've been working in global talent, incoming global talent for the last 2 years. Started as a member, then became a team leader, then became an LCVP. Now I'm the MCVP for it, and I've dealt with a lot of EPs who've come to my city, and I've seen them change as people. They come as a completely different person, and by the time they go back to their own countries, they are so developed that they end up giving me lead spaces instead of me giving them lead spaces. So this has happened to me as well. So I really believe in the ability of this product. So I really want to make sure that I enable it as much as I can. And who do I want to appreciate? I want to appreciate the regional office, Connie, you, Serafina, Phileas, and Gina as well. And also the people that I've gotten to know over here. I can't take everyone's name. I don't have enough time. But thank you all of you. This has been an amazing experience.
Hello.
You can go on, Afan.
Yeah. So like To be honest, the conference experience is really good. There were so many things that I got to learn personally, and like we have these reflections with the MC team every day. So there were so many things that we actually discussed, the kind of things that we want to work for, and a lot of the implementations that we want to bring. And like I was a bit like upset yesterday, like we had a power cut in my city, so I missed out the entire day. But then I was once again happy that knowing that I could go through the output and get my questions clarified. And why are you running for GTA or GTE? Like the idea is basically I know, like I fully understand the potential of what this product has to offer in my entity, and at the same time I'm willing and understanding of what we can do towards it. And who I want to appreciate, like I really want to appreciate the team, the regional office. I want to appreciate Connie, because when you were sharing that story, it's something similar to me. Because I come from a GV background, so this is the first time that I'm also handling a product that is completely different for me. But at the same time, it's a challenge that I'm willing to take, and I appreciate my MCP for putting that trust in me. I want to appreciate Serafina for giving us support in terms of tech. I want to appreciate Phileas and everyone, the entire plenary itself. I mean, the experience is amazing, and I really I'm looking forward for what we can do and unleash for Asia Pacific for this year.
Thank you so much, people. So time's up. And of course, we will still have our touch point in the future. So, and you can always share to each other and appreciate someone that you have conversation before, and just throw them the appreciation message privately will be also very cool to help each other to kick off this new term. Okay, so in the end, I just want to share about why GTA is really important for Asia Pacific. If we really look into our value proposition, I can confidently tell you that we are the organization work so hard trying to make sure employers and employees has a good connection, and then think about how we can actually make every stakeholders inside of the world to also believe that leadership is relevant to every people. Like no matter they are employees or they are just a worker, no matter what, we really want to believe that. I really believe that GTA is something that can make it happen. And this is actually validated from the partner like Apple. Like I was connecting with Apple managers. They are surprised about how we are following up with a lot of things. So I really want you to know that we are actually, it's super important for Asia Pacific, because as we all know that our education system compared with other regions, we are not in the leading stage inside of the world. And also the education about how people can find their career path, how they can understand what is their personal value proposition inside of the world is really important for them. And then an international working experience can actually make them really jump out to see what can be other bigger potential inside of the world they can explore. So that's why our job is not just only about, saving organization, earn money. This is not the meaning of why GTA is existing and why it is important for Asia Pacific. We have a bigger mission to achieve the best. And also, there's no excuse for us to say no to growth. I know that we are trying to, take growth out. To achieve more about goal with actual, like goal achievement rate. But for me personally, I also want you to think about what does the growth mean. The growth doesn't mean that we are, spending everything, that we are just growing crazily. But at the same time, your personal growth is more important, because as MC, you are the people they will look into, and how you learn something, how you lead something, how you say something is actually impact a lot. And be the next legend. So as the same thing that we were trying to communicate with you in the day 2, I really believe that this will be the good timing for us to bring GT in the top of the global plenary. Like APGT is going to be really the next legend inside of global plenary. And we are going to tell them how the new business model can be, how virtual internship can be done, and also how the current GT, physical GT, can be improved in the best experience. Because we really work hard. This is something that I really want you to know, and we treat everything so seriously. That's perfect. So that's all for On a Limitless Asia Pacific, and then for the GT track. And I'm sorry that we are going to heading back to our main plenary session. So yeah, so I think we can take photo later after the planning session, and we have movie night today. Yeah, so just join us.